Today let's talk about a question on mathematics. This question could be given to students of lower sec, and it could be simply an O-level question as well. Okay, so the question is evaluate 4 times square root of 4 plus 2 square root 3, leaving your answer in exact form. Apparently, this question couldn't be solved using calculator. Why? Look at the statement, the question statement, leaving your answer in exact form. So we shall actually use algebra, identity, or properties of surd, or properties of square root to solve the question. The square root part. It is square root of 4 plus 2 root 3. Okay. When can we simplify square root? For example, if I want to simplify root 4, what do I have? 2. If I want to simplify root 9, what do I have? I have 3. But how about, say, root 10? You cannot further simplify, am I right? Because inside the square root, this 10 is not a perfect square. So now our target is to try to make 4 plus 2 root 3 equals to something square. Then we are able to get rid of the square root. Four plus 2 root 3 equals to expression's square. It's a bit difficult because there are only 2 terms. So let's do a quick revision for the important algebraic identities. We have a plus b whole thing square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Another one is a minus b whole thing square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so we look at 4 plus 2 root 3. Which one is more suitable? I will say the first one, because the 2ab is positive, that's a positive term. And the other identity, because of the negative sign, it will be not that appropriate in the question. So 4 plus 2 root 3 equals to, let's assume equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so the 4, which only with integer, and the 2 root 3, the root 3 is not squared. So we may think, hey, why not we try to look at is 4 equals to a square plus b square, and for 2 root 3, then we take it as 2ab. And then from this expression, we can say a times b equals to root 3. And can we have 2 numbers, a and b, and the product of them is root 3, and the sum of their square is 4? Actually, yes. A could be 1, b could be square root 3. Okay. Now I'm going to use another color for my for my pen, and I will talk about the question, the proper working. Okay, so now we'll talk about how do we present the working. Okay, so this is the question: 4 square root of 4 plus 2 root 3 equals to 4 times square root of 4 plus 2 root 3, which is 4 multiplied by 1 plus root 3 whole thing square, and then we take square root. Okay, so then we'll have 4 multiplied by 1 plus root 3, which is 4 plus 4 root 3. This answer is in the exact form, so that's our final answer. Okay. So now let's look at the question again. I'm going to use pink color pen to tell you the important things you need to take note. Okay, so first of all, we look at the question. Probably we don't know how can we get started. So what we can do is we'll look at, hey, the question is about 4 times the square root. And for the 4 times the square root, unless I'm able to simplify the expression inside the square root. If not, I'm not able to evaluate, find the final answer. Okay, so then we can look at 4 plus 2 square root 3 as something square. Okay, and then the identities we may link to perfect square. This part is think about the perfect square. Okay, so I can only square root a perfect square as we explained here. Square root 4 we can simplify to 2. Square root of 9 we can simplify to 3. So how can we simplify the 4 plus 2 square root 3 as a perfect square? If we can, then we can continue the simplification of the square root. Okay, so one of the things we may want to know is for algebraic identities, we have to look at the perfect square, and which is a square plus 2ab plus b square for a plus b square. If we have a minus b square, we will have a square minus 2ab plus b square. And in this example, because the sign in front of 2 root 3 is a plus, so we may want to try the first identity first. It's more suitable. Okay. And then if we look at 4 and the 2 root 3, because of the root 3 here, I'll think, is it either my A or B? And this 4 is the A square plus B square. Okay, so I'll equal the 4 and the A square plus B square and equal the 2 root 3 as the 2AB. So from here I can tell, oh, divided by 2 on both sides of the equation, I'm able to get AB equals to root 3. And then I have two equations, a square plus b square equals to 4, and AB equals to square root 3. So in the two equations, I'm able to solve A as 1 and B as root 3. So actually the right hand side part is the formal working. Okay, so actually in your script, exam script, this is the only thing you need to present. The rest of the working and the comments you can put on your working paper. So now we can start doing the question, because we know what is A and B, and we know actually 4 plus 2 root 3 is 1 plus root 3 whole thing square. Okay, so 4 times root of 4 plus 2 root 3 equals to 4 multiplied by the square root of 4 plus 2 root 3. And then we have find what is the perfect square form for 4 plus 2 root 3, which is 1 plus root 3, then whole thing square. So we have a square root of a perfect square. We will have 1 plus root 3 if we simplify. And then we can multiply 4 with 1 and the 4 with root 3 to find the final answer. That's our final answer. And this part is the only part you need to present on your exam script. Okay, that's all for the question. Thank you for your attention.